Hi there. So I found that initially with the discussion we've been having, I've been struggling initially, and I can see that this is due to there being so many factors that go into parent involvement. However, I did find the readings this week to be really interesting. And so to dive into the textbook readings, the model that we've seen from week to week is Epstein's school family community partnership. And this is a model that I've been the most interested in just because it's not only been brought up multiple times in the readings, but it's also one that I've seen the most use of in schools, and I've seen examples of it in schools. So within the school that I'm working at, we are constantly asking parents to volunteer at the school for events or come to the classroom. We work really hard to build relationships specifically with the parents and get them involved and working together with them on strategies that can help their students be successful. And so, for this model, a quote that did catch my eye on page 125 of our textbook was a criticism that I had not previously thought of. And so it says that one criticism of this model, however, is that when a partnership is established between a school and parents, it is done so under the conditions set by the school. And so while I personally haven't seen this as an issue within schools, the school I've worked at or the parents I've talked to, I've seen it an issue at our school with teachers I've talked to who feel that their voices are not specifically heard. And so I can imagine that this would also be an issue with parents and more so bicultural parents. And so along with this, though, along with this model, I liked the idea of constructive pluralism. And so this was something that I have not really heard of too much and something I haven't seen an example of in schools. And so, to directly quote the book, it says cultural pluralism moves beyond accepting tolerance and differences. It advocates nurturing meetings and exchanges that reveal common understanding, which ultimately lead to real commitments and real differences. And that was on page 132. And so, for bicultural families to feel comfortable or welcome to be involved and want to be involved, I am a firm believer that we have to give them the resources and tools to be able to advocate for their children and understand what is going on in schools. And so moving on into chapter 8, this is where I really saw how parents could advocate for their students. And so I really liked the PCP model that was introduced. And it says on page 147, she talked about how the program viewed parents as assets to their child's education and as knowledgeable individuals who have something to offer to the school. And so I feel that with school authority as a factor, many parents can be scared to speak up, partially because they only see their role as parents and partially because they don't know how to speak up. And so parents know their students best, and when they're shown that they have a voice and how to use it, it can be really helpful in student success. And especially with bicultural families, I could see involvement increasing. And so the last idea I found that's really important from the article we read was about how ethnicity and immigration has a big effect on parent involvement. And Grace Cal states on page 447 that she did find support for the notion that one model of parental behavior may not be appropriate in understanding the educational outcomes of minority youths. And this was something I found super important because, when it comes to different ethnicities, they view the school and parent involvement differently based on different cultural factors. And for example, she talks about how Asian, Latino, white, and African American families treat school and parent involvement differently. And so the biggest takeaway I got from this was that due to not only cultural factors, but many other factors as well, there's not a one model fits all. So thank you for watching.